Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Thank you all so much for showing me love on my last video, and now I'm just back with a requested makeup tutorial for you all. So you see me pointing at this cap on my head. Unfortunately, those locks that I had installed by Bobbi Boss were absolutely too tight. I had migraines for about 4 days until I took them out, so I just had to get rid of those. But let's jump into the makeup tutorial. I'm going to start by priming my eyes and my face. I'm using the NYX eyeshadow base in Skin Tone to prime my eyes. Not my skin tone, but somebody's skin tone. And then I'm going to go in with my Spackle by Ardell, which is a tinted under eye makeup primer. I'm using this in this tutorial because we're doing a gilded look, and this primer has a lot of gold and glitter in it, so it'll give you just that extra oomph, that extra glow if you're really trying to go all out with your gold look for the day. For my foundation, I'm going to go ahead and use my Shea Moisture Weightless Shea Serum Foundation in the shade Chestnut. And this is just a warm, deep tone, which is great for my skin color. And what I love about this foundation is that you can get buildable coverage. I'm just putting on a thin layer today with a disposable sponge from Kroger, but you can absolutely continue to build that up and get full coverage if you need it. And you see here, I'm wearing my Slap, my satin lined cap. I forgot to show you all the logo, but it's from Grace Elliott. These are awesome for protecting your hair under a beanie, you know, without drying them out. If you want to go ahead and just throw on a hat and leave and go run errands, do whatever you need to do, they're great for that. So check out the Slap. So for highlighting and contouring my face, I'm using my LA Girl Pro concealers, and I'm using the color Toffee to highlight my face. And then for my contour, I'm going to use the color Dark Cocoa. And these are great low price concealers. You can definitely build up the coverage, and they blend very well, especially with the cheap sponge as well as with the beauty blender, or so I've heard from YouTubers. I haven't actually graduated to using beauty blenders yet because I found that the disposable wedges or sponges work pretty well for what I need to do with my face, but I will go ahead and try the beauty blender and bring a tutorial for you all with that in the future. So just using a sponge to pat that out, pat, 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 blend, blend, blend. And as we can see here, I put a little too much contour there, whoops. But we're gonna go ahead and just wipe up some of that and then continue to blend, as well as soften that line of demarcation between the highlight and the contour on my face. Next, we wanna go ahead and set the highlight with some setting powder or some matte finish powder. And here I'm using the Ben Nye powder in the color Topaz. I know a lot of people use the color Banana, which is very popular, but Topaz is a little bit darker and a little bit more orange instead of yellow, and I think it works well with my skin tone. So I'm just applying that to all of the areas that I applied my highlighting or Toffee LA Girl Pro Concealer. On top of that, I'm going to go ahead and apply some of that Ben Nye Topaz powder right under my contour line on my cheekbones, just because even though I didn't put highlighting concealer there, I do want to go ahead and add some more definition there. So for brows, now we're going to move in with two different eye pencils just to give us more of an ombre effect. I'm using the NYX eyebrow pencil as well as the Anastasia Beverly Hills BrowWiz pencil, both in the color dark brown. I'm going in with the NYX pencil first on the majority of my eyebrow, starting about a 1/4 inch from the beginning of my brow, and then just filling in that shape and filling in the hairs. The Anastasia Beverly Hills pencil is a little bit lighter, so I'm going in with that later to go ahead and draw some light strokes to mimic hairs at the beginning of my eyebrow. Now to give a nice clean line under the brows, I'm just going to go ahead and take a small concealer brush from BH Cosmetics and my NYX Above and Beyond Full Coverage Concealer in the color Nutmeg to just draw under the brows, make a nice clean line, and then also give a little bit of a highlight to my brow bone right under the eyebrow. And of course, you want to blend that out just like you would everything else. So because I didn't set that eyeshadow base with any powder, it did start to crease up a little bit in my eye, so I just pat that out with my finger. And then I'm going to go in with another BH Cosmetics fluffy eyeshadow brush and take a transition color that I got from Makeup Forever and just use an orange reddish transition color right in the crease of my eye. Next, I'm going to go in with some colors from my Lorca Unzipped Gold palette to give some more transition colors and some more depth to my eye. And I'm just going to take the two darkest brown colors, Unedited and Unafraid, and apply those with an eyeshadow brush from BH Cosmetics. First, I'm using Unedited, as you see here, and then I'll go back in with Unafraid, which is the darkest color in the palette, and just add some of that to my outer V. Now for my lid, I'm so excited about this color. What we're going to be using for our gilded look on the lid is my Lancome Color Design Metallic Shadow in the color Pose. I think this is such a beautiful warm gold tone, and I think it's perfect for my skin color. So I'm just going to pack that onto the lid, and then we'll go ahead and blend some of that out as well. Now to get even more gilded, darling, we're going to go in with a glitter single from Wet n Wild. I'm using the color Brass, which is actually a golden color. I'm not sure why they called it brass, but we're just going to take an eyeshadow brush, spray it with a little bit of setting spray, and then go in to pick up some of that glitter and pack that right over the Pose color on the lid. So now we're just going to go in with some pressed powder from Covergirl Queen Collection, and we're just going to set everything on the face. So we're done baking with all of that highlighting powder, the Ben Nye powders, etc. And I'm just taking a kabuki brush from Covergirl, as well as my Covergirl Queen Lasting Matte Pressed Powder in the color Golden Medium. And I'm just going to buff everything out and continue to blend until everything just looks like a seamless finish. Now we're just going to lightly go over that with the same kabuki brush with our NYX Mineral Set It and Don't Fret It matte finishing powder, and this is in the color Medium Dark, and it's just a nice fine translucent powder that has a little bit of tint to it so you don't look so ghostly or ashy, and it just goes ahead and sets everything so you have the most matte finish that you can. Now I forgot to show you all spraying my face with setting spray, but I do like to use either Urban Decay setting spray or the NYX matte finish setting spray. I have very oily skin, y'all, so forgive me. I just use a lot of matte products. Now for lining the eyes, I'm just going to go in with my Ride or Die eyeliner. This is the Wet n Wild H2O Proof eyeliner in the blackest black color they have. Now, if you aren't very comfortable with drawing your wing eyeliner or just having a steady hand with your eyeliner, go ahead and use an eyeliner that is not waterproof at first until you have a nice method, and then go back in with a waterproof liner. And what I love about this is it is very pigmented, lasts all day, waterproof, and it's very cheap. And now we want to go ahead and apply some Ardell Glamour lashes in the Wispies, but I'm very bad at putting on lashes, so I had to do that off camera for you all. I'm sure there are some great tutorials on YouTube if you need to learn how to put on falsies, but I'm not the one to learn from. And then I'm just going to go back in with that pose color using a liner brush and just add some of that to my lower lash line. Then I'll go back into that Unafraid color from the Lorca Unzipped Gold palette and just add a little bit of that to the outer edge or the outer region of my lower lash line. And clearly I don't need to put product on my lower lash line because it always gets in my eye. Lastly, we want to take some of our L'Oreal Infallible mascara and go ahead and add some of that to the lower lash line, as well as blend in our upper lashes with the falsies. And then for highlight, we're going to take this baked bronzer from Makeup Revolution. I usually don't buy highlighters, I just use a bronzer because it has that nice warm tone to it and it's deep enough for my skin. It still gives me that nice golden highlight look. Next, we're going to line our lips with the NYX lip pencil in the color Currant. I actually didn't have any golden or brownish lip pencils on hand, so I used this one, which is more of a reddish brown, but you'll see later on how I go ahead and make that look more golden. So then I'm going in with my Shea Butter Crystal Gloss, which is just a cheap gloss from the beauty supply store in the color Gold Digger, and I'm just going to apply some of that over the lips and blend in with the liner. Now, because this showed up a little too red for my look and I was going more for gold, I went back into that highlighter, that baked bronzer that we used, and I just took some on my ring finger and patted that into the lips to give them a golden color. So hope you all enjoyed the look. Subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you all in the next video.